stop some young kid on the street and just ask him? We don't even do things like this anymore. You do stuff like this. Just stop and ask people, can I pray for you? Can you imagine if you're Illinois State and you stop people on campus and just say, can I pray for you? You don't know what people are going through. We assume a lot of stuff.
Amen.
I had a lady at work the other day, and God knows I'm not good at crying women. I just said, no, I don't know why I don't have that. The only person that could move me crying was my mother. But this lady talked to me for an hour and a half, and she cried for the whole time because of the agony she's suffering, because she feels like God hasn't done what he should have done for her. And I had to listen, and then I began to tell her the things that God doesn't operate in our time. He doesn't operate by what we think. He operates what's best for us. And when God does it, it's always good. I keep asking, I see folks get cars and where my car at? God said it ain't time for your car. Because the car I want probably needs some time. Because they're probably still building it somewhere. And when it rolls out, it'll be just what I've been looking for. And I ain't going to have to pay for it either, because somebody's going to give it to me. Amen. Amen. I didn't say that. That's what a prophet said. I'm waiting patiently. Matthew, the 28th chapter. Here's the beauty of who God is. If God had allowed a man or men to do this thing, we would still be patting our chest and talking about how good and how great we are that we did this thing. But God did it from his power. His power. Matthew 28, the first verse says what?
In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
Folks have been arguing over days about what day you're supposed to sit out and worship. You know what I made up my mind? I think you're supposed to worship every day. Amen. What day you assemble, that's different. But I think you should worship every day. We should if we get up, we say these things like I got up on my mind was stayed on Jesus. You know, we would begin to believe those kind of things. We would be worried about what a specific day is that we worship. I think you should worship 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Every waking hour, you should be praising God for the fact that he got up.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Oh, the world hates that, the fact that he got up, but he got up not in defeat. He got up in victory. And not for himself, but for us. God in the flesh reconciled the world unto himself. He died not for himself, he died for us. But he got out also for us. Oh, I wish I had a shout in church this morning. I got a God that if I could just offer, I look at people think because they can physically do something that they so great at it. I got a grandson, he's about 15, and you can't tell him that he ain't already arrived on the basketball court. And I kind of do that from a standpoint of, I want you to see yourself. Now, I wish I could just sit up and record the stuff when people are talking about what they did at 15. And see what they do later on when they go to a bigger venue, Jordan. When they go to a bigger venue where your abilities that you're fighting against and requires you to do some stuff you never thought you could do. Then you'll see just how little you knew when you played high school basketball. Same thing in life. When you're young, you got all these ideas of what you want to accomplish. But if you let go and let God, it would be amazing where we'd be. I'd be much further down the road had I listened to God at an earlier age than what I did.
Amen.
Oh, just imagine if I just listened to my wife. She said, finish your education. Oh, girl, I'm tired. She said, if you quit, you'll never go back. That's why I keep telling people, it doesn't matter how hard something is. Keep pushing, because at the end of all of that thing is victory. People talk about, the girl said, I got a master's degree in psychology. I said, there's a job at the VA with your name on it. She said, I can't find a job. There's a job. You got a master's degree in psychology. There's 50% of the people that are not, they need 50% of the people to do the psychology program. She can walk into a job, probably around $50,000, $60,000 a year. We got to start and let God move in our life so that we can get the benefits that's been given to us. Verse 2.
And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door
God said, I
and
shake.
sat upon it.
He shakes the earth so we can. He wants them to see this thing. You know, have you ever in Illinois, and you probably didn't pay much attention to it, but we've had earthquakes here in Illinois. Have you ever felt it? I was at the prison on solid concrete. I was the officer at the time, and I was standing there, and if you're standing on solid concrete, they do that slab thing, and it's that thick concrete, and I felt the concrete do this. And I'm going like, in my flesh, I said, that's impossible. Then, all of a sudden, we start getting messages over. I tell them that we just had an earthquake. And they had us running all over the prison, checking to make sure that none of the walls were cracked. And then when we needed to move inmates out. It's something about an earthquake, you feel like you're so helpless. I was laying in my bed on one occasion, and all of a sudden my bed started dancing around the floor. So God sometimes shows us that if you can move a whole section of the earth, you got to be a powerful God. But he moves the earth sometimes so we can see who he is. Had he not done it this way, had he not sent an angel, then people today would be talking about they did something. But he sent an angel to show them. Let me tell you something. Everybody that's ever seen an angel, that they talk about an angel, they said normally is like about 9 feet tall. Mm-hmm. So otherwise, when you see an angel, you're impressed with that. You know, I thought 7 foot something.